Hey guys, once again welcome to my Your Doctor channel, and today we will learn ECG. Let's go to my computer screen. It's 5-step ECG interpretation. So before we talk about the actual steps, we'll discuss some concept that will help us having better understanding of what going inside the heart as it generates heartbeats. The first concept that we are going to discuss is conduction system of heart. Now the conduction system of the heart is pretty much the special cardiac cell right here that are responsible in conducting signals that cause the heart contract. The first cell is called SA nodes right here, or the sinoatrial node. By its name sinoatrial, this cell is formed within the right atrium of the heart, is also known as natural pacemaker of the heart, because this is where beginning of the conduction takes place. So from the SA nodes, the conduction goes to AV nodes, or the atrial ventricular node. By its name, this can be found within the border of right atrium and the right ventricular. The AV node is also known as the gatekeeper of the heart. The reason behind its get to incide whether what impulse to let through. If SA node generate the weak impulse, there is a block here somewhere. An AV node will perceive that and will decide not let impulse go through. Instead, it will conduct its own impulse. So from the AV node, it will get through the signal structure right here called bundle of His. And from the bundle of His, the cell will continue and will bifurcate into separate cells, one to the left and one to the right. And this is called right and left bundle branches. And from the bundle of branches, they will extend within the apex of the heart and they will called Purkinje fibers. So again, conduction system of the heart begins at SA nodes, get to AV nodes, next is bundle of His, right and left bundle branches, and eventually Purkinje fibers. So another concept that we need to discuss will be inherent rate of these cardiac cells. When you say inherent rate, these are pretty much the heart rate that we generate depending on which cardiac cell sends an impulse. So for example, if SA node start at all and goes all the way the Purkinje fibers, this will generate heart rate 60 to 100 beat per minute. However, for some reason, if SA nodes fail or there is a block somewhere here, the AV node will kick in, it will generate its own impulse. And when it happens, the AV node will generate a heartbeat of 40 to 60 beat per minute. The bundle of His always will generate its own impulse, and it's enough to make 40 to 60 beat per minute. And if the AV node or the bundle of His fail, then left and right bundle branches and Purkinje fibers will generate their own impulse, and they have capacity to make heart rate up to 20 to 40 beats per minute. So now let's talk about EKG or ECG. It has a different part we will discuss with small bump right here called P wave, followed by this tall structure right here called QRS complex. Lastly, the last bump after the QRS complex will be the T wave. Let's discuss one by one. Let's start with P wave. P wave represents arterial depolarization. During arterial depolarization, two atria are contracting. Next up, the QRS complex will represent ventricular depolarization. During ventricular depolarizations, the ventricles of the heart are contracting. Depolarization is for contraction. So now you know which one is which. That P wave is for atria while QRS is two ventricle. So look at the diagram. The QRS complex is kind of look like an inverted V. So V for ventricles. So when you see a QRS complex, think about ventricle depolarization. So lastly, we have T wave. The T wave represents ventricular repolarization. This when the ventricle are relaxing. Keep in your mind, every depolarization is always followed by repolarization. So for every contraction will be followed by relaxation. Now the question is, where is arterial repolarization? So if QRS represents ventricular depolarization or contraction and T wave represents ventricular repolarization or relaxation, then where is arterial repolarization? If this is depolarization, Well, it can be found in QRS complex. As you can see, the QRS complex is tall structure because ventricle tend to contract stronger than the atria and they tend to mask the arterial repolarization. So that being said, arterial repolarization and relaxation takes place after the P wave, which can be found within the QRS complex. As a review, P wave stands for arterial depolarization, QRS complex represents ventricular depolarization, T wave for ventricular repolarization, and arterial repolarization is caused by QRS complex. You can't see, but it exists. So now let's talk about segments and intervals and EKG diagram. There is a bunch starting off with the PR interval, the PR segment, the QRS complex, the ST segments, and the QT interval. But make it easy for you guys, we are just talk about the PR interval and the QRS complex. These are we need to do the EKG interpretation. The other segments, they are important too, but we don't really need them to interpret the ECG or EKG faster and more efficient. So now this is your typical ECG strip. In an ECG or EKG, we have a big box and inside the big box we have 5 small boxes. Each small boxes is equal to 0.04 seconds. So if in a box there are 5 small boxes, that means one box is equal to 0.20 seconds. But really, as long as you know that one small boxes is 0.0 second. So let us get on with our 5-step ECG or EKG interpretation. The first step, we have to identify an exam with the P wave, measure the PR interval, measure the QRS complex, identify the rhythm and determine the heart rate. We will talk about one by one. Let's start with first step. Right here, the normal P wave would be present upright. If the P wave is absent or inverted, it could be indicate dysrhythmia such as junctional rhythm. Next is we are going to measure PR interval. PR interval is the distance between the beginning of the P wave and beginning of QRS complex. What we do is count the number of small boxes in between and multiply by 0.04 seconds. Our magic number for PR interval is 0.12 to 0.20 second. Anything more than 0.20 second indicate another dysrhythmia, indicate AV block. Third would be to measure the QRS complex. Just like the PR interval, we are going to measure the small boxes in between the QRS complex. Our magic number is 0.06 to 0.12 seconds. Anything more than 0.12 could be indicate dysrhythmia such as PVC. Number 4, we have to identify the rhythm of our strip. It could be regular or irregular. And the way we do is the measure the distance between two R's. All you need is a paper, mark both R distance like this, and if they are same distance then rhythm is regular, otherwise it's irregular. Now the 5th step is we identify heart rate. Now before we calculate heart rate, is very important us to know our EKG or ECG is 6-second strip. The way we'll use to know when we find these 3 lines right over here, from the first line up to the 3rd line, that we will your 6-second strip. The reason why this is important, if it is a 6-second strip, then we can do a technique called 6-second method. Then we count the number of R's between these 3 lines right here and multiply by 10. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and multiply by 10, that will give a heart rate 60 beat per minute. This method works best for irregular rhythms. I hope you enjoyed my video. Please like, share and subscribe my YouTube channel Your Doctor, and also follow me on Instagram for more information. Thank you so much.